Good afternoon, dear audience. Thank you all for joining to this presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Oleh Dmytrenko. I am a PhD student of Institute for Information Recording of National Academy of Science of Ukraine. And today I'm going to talk about the creating directed weighted network of terms based on analysis of text corpora. Professor Dmytro Lande is the co-author of this work. First of all, I would like to note that the modern information space is rapidly evolving and characterized by the fast-moving development of dynamic information flows distributed in web space. As a result, huge amounts of data are distributed on the internet, but not always from the massive information flows and a huge amount of data which is accessible online. It is possible to extract the necessary information that the user needs in response to his request. In particular, it arises because such flows contain a lot of unnecessary data and noise. It should be noted that the modern development of technologies allows in some cases to find the necessary information in web space, but the problem of further analytical processing of this information, the extraction of the necessary fractal data, the identification of trends and interconnection of objects or events in some subject domain, and so on, remain. Most of these problems are topical issues of natural language processing during working with super large dynamic text corpora. A formalization and creation of subject domains models, terminological ontologies based on the text corpora, is one of the most important tasks of natural language processing. A network of terms can be considered as a model of some subject domain. A particular step in this formalization is to identify the basic objects, in our case to identify the key terms. The task of effective selection of individual terms from the text corpus and its automatization is still open, important and completely unresolved. It is also an equally complex and open task of conceptualization to establish the connection between terms. That is why this work considers a new approach for determining the weight of links in the network of terms that correspond to the certain concepts of the considered subject domain. It is shown that the proposed approach makes it possible to determine the most influential and significant links between the corresponding nodes in network of terms. After the formation of text corpus, its computerized processing is made. Next, we will briefly describe the main parts of processing text documents, such as tokenization, lemmatization, stop-word removal, stemming process, and terms weighting. The tokenization allows separating the text into the set of tokens. The lemmatization process returns the lemmats, the dictionary form of words. After the preprocessing of the text documents, in this work it is proposed to remove stop words that informationally unimportant ones, for example such words that are commonly used in English language and have no semantic range. In this work, the standard stop dictionaries were used. Also, we used the stop dictionary that was formed by experts within the considered subject domain. After the stage described above, the process of stemming was made. Stemming makes it possible to combine the words with the common roots into a single word. The next step of the text corpus processing is an extraction of key terms. For this goal, the terms weighting is made. Global term frequency, a modification of classic statistical weight indicator TF-EDF, is used as a weight of terms to reflect the terms to number. This approach allows informationally important in global context elements of the text having a high statistical indicator of importance. To build the undirected network of terms, in this work the horizontal visibility graphs algorithm that mapped a time series into a network is used. The process of building the horizontal visibility graph consists of two steps and presented in detail on this slide. In the first step, the sequences of nodes are marked on the horizontal axis, in the order it appears in the text. On the vertical axis, the weight indicator, global term frequency that calculated at previous stage, is marked. Two nodes are connected in horizontal visibility graph if and only if these nodes are in the direct visibility. Direct visibility between nodes means that they can be connected with a horizontal line which does not intersect any vertical line in the resulting plot. In this work, the approach for determining the direction of links in undirected network of terms is proposed. It supposed that a link exists in the direction from the first node to the second node in undirected network, if within the sentences the term to which the first node corresponds precedes the terms which they corresponded to the second node. Also, this work proposed a new approach for determining the weight of links between nodes in the directed network of terms, based on a thematic text corpus. At the graph level, the general principle is described as follows. The nodes corresponding to the same terms of the directed network that built at the previous stage are merged. Since any graph is defined by the agency matrix, the task of determining the weight values of the links is reduced to the concatenation of columns and corresponding rows. As a result, the directed weighted network of terms is built. Described above approach are illustrated by the example of the text corpus related to ecological footprint. To form the text corpus in this work, a web search engine, Google Scholar, was used. At this stage, annotation of first 416 articles were downloaded at the query of the ecological footprint. Applying the stage of computerized processing of text corpus described above, keywords were extracted and next the network of key terms and weighted links between them were created using the proposed above approach. And next, after analyzing the obtained result, the most significant links between the corresponding nodes in the network of terms created for the subject domain ecological footprint were established. In conclusion, in this work, the main approaches and techniques for computerized processing and analysis of text were considered and applied. Applying a new approach for determining a direction and weight of links in the undirected network of terms, the ontological model for subject domain related to ecological footprint was created. After detailed analysis of the obtained results, the most significant links between the corresponding nodes in the network of terms that in turn correspond to certain concept of the considered subject domain were established. The weighted directed network of terms, built according to the proposed approach, can be used for automatically creating terminological ontologies of subject domains. Also, the research result can be used to create personal search interface for user of information retrieval system and also can be used in navigation system in database. It should help user of such systems simplify the process of searching the relevant information. Okay, thank you all for attention.